Get those two Indians right here.
These the friends of Wyatt Earp?
Yeah, on their way to tell him all about us.
That Earp's bad medicine, Roof. Maybe we ought to just scare those Cheyenne.
Cousin and brother don't scare. Roof's right. We'll have to kill him.
All right, stop the jabber. I hear him coming. Scatter! Meet tonight in the camp.
Marshal Wyatt Earp's good friends were Mr. Cousin and Mr. Brother, Cheyenne Indians who had left their tribal group to serve as scouts for the Army and valued advisors to Marshal Earp. Wyatt has been much criticized for his strange variety of friends and his absolute loyalty to them. But friendship with Indians was beyond the pale. As Dodge City said in 1879, Injuns weren't even people.
Mr. Brother is dead, but it looks like Mr. Cousin has a fair chance. I couldn't get much out of him, just that 4 men he didn't know ambushed them on the Nations Trail south of town.
You shouldn't try to rouse him or make him talk. He's got a bullet in the left lobe.
Can he make it?
Well, he's tough.
Take it easy, Mr. Cousin.
Mr. Earp, we tell Mr. Earp.
I'm right here.
Bad men, dry gulchers. They hold up a wagon train. We ride to tell you, then they shoot.
No more right now, Wyatt. Let him rest.
He's gonna need good nursing, Doc. If he asks about Mr. Brother, don't tell him. Just say that I'm gonna get every one of those men that dry gulched him.
Norton says there'll be talk about burying Mr. Brother in the new cemetery.
Well, let him talk. Have you had any report on a wagon train robbery recently?
Indian Bureau wagons carrying supplies to the Cheyenne Reservation.
What gang did it?
Nothing on that. An Army detachment from Fort Sill was sent after him.
Mr. Cousin mentioned dry gulches. Now, is that because they bushwhacked him and Mr. Brother, or is there an outfit called the Dry Gulches?
That's a new name to me.
Al? Yes, sir.
I want a day and night watch put on Mr. Cousin. Whoever bushwhacked him may come in and try to finish off the job.
Where are you going?
I don't know. Maybe a cold trail and a long one. You just arrange the guard.
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. Mr. Brother was killed in Ford County, my jurisdiction.
He was shot after an Indian Bureau train was raided. That makes it a federal case. I'm still a U.S. Deputy Marshal, in case you've forgotten. Mr. Brother wasn't your friend.
Wyatt, you're my friend.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You, give Hal a hand. Any trouble breaks loose at the saloons.
It's mighty lonesome on the trail between Dodge and Oklahoma Territory.
Well, you suit yourself. Got 4 men to catch, and I'm going to catch them.
Good, I need the exercise.
Howdy.
Howdy. Get down. Come in.
Thanks.
There's some hot grub there.
Thanks, Cookie.
Yeah. I'll pour you a cup of hot coffee here.
Right hospitable of you.
Well, it's the boss man's orders.
You heard driving into Dodge?
Yeah.
What's new in that dusty hole?
Oh, nothing I heard of. Couple of Indians got shot.
In Dodge?
No, somewhere south. One's dead and the other's being looked after by the doctor.
Why are they taking so much trouble with an engine?
Friend of Wyatt Earp. I ain't got time to be answering no more questions. I got to get supper.
Sure. Thanks, Cookie.
Well, right here's where it happened. Mr. Sandage had already picked him up when Joe and I happened along. We didn't wait to look for signs.
Four horses. Kansas horseshoes, wouldn't you say?
Not Texas shoes. Maybe Kansas or Missouri.
Now, this horse was shod cavalry style.
And the cavalry toes. You know, it could be an Indian trader. A lot of them turned hoodlum when the army cleaned house and drove them from the forts. Yeah, they all scattered, Wyatt.
One of them went south.
Yeah, east and north over here. Well, which do we pick?
None of them. Let's try the cattle camps.
Wallace! Injuns! Injuns!
What about them?
War party at Cheyenne! I'm heading for Dodge.
You look like a road agent to me. Why didn't you stop him?
Maybe he was telling the truth.
Indian war party?
Probably reservation jumpers. Come on, let's get out of sight.
Oh! Oh.
Much blood here. It is true. Our friends are dead.
Young Wolf!
No, it is friend. Marshal Earp.
Bad news travels fast.
Both my tribal brothers dead?
No. Only Mr. Brother. Mr. Cousin badly wounded.
We Cheyenne take care of this.
No, young wolf. The pony soldiers are after the white man who did it.
And so are we. You'd better get back to the reservation.
Sheriff Masterson is right.
Indian agent chief, let us go. Read this.
Same old story. Indian Bureau doesn't trust the Army. Young Wolf, we'll talk about this. According to the Indian Bureau, their names are Will Dade, Dick Averill,
Wait a
Sam...
minute. April with an I?
That's right. Sam Wilson, Ruth Prentice. That's the four of them. They call themselves the Dry Gulchers.
Any description?
Well, Mr. Delman says here that Texas Rangers may have a reward sheet on them.
Well, that's a big help to us right now.
Look, we didn't even have the names until now. At least that's something. You think Mr. Cousin can identify him?
No, they bushwhack him. My paper.
Young Wolf, may I give you some advice? Mr. Delman knows he hasn't got the authority to let you and your braves travel as a posse with guns. This paper merely says that you and your braves are going to meet the men named on agency business.
To hang them.
Sheriff Masterson and I will tend to that. Now, my advice is that you go back to the reservation.
No, we promised Chief Two Moon. White men die.
Young Wolf, they will die. I give you my word.
You have been good friend of Indian.
I have tried to be.
If we catch killers, I will send message to you. But you must let us watch them hang.
All right.
Run into that cavalry patrol somewhere.
They may find a gulch or two before it happens.
You reckon that fellow who was running for Dodge could be one of them?
Yeah, let's take a look along the trail.
Cavalry shoes on his horse. We better get back to Dodge. That Gulcher might try to finish the job on Cousin.
Should have shot him when I had a chance. Next time you'll get it.
Wyatt, no killing. We need him to get to the others.
Yeah, you keep reminding me of that.
You sure you ain't being followed?
No, but we're in trouble. We didn't kill one of the engines. I'm not fooling. When they called Cousin, made it back into Dodge. I ran by Wyatt Earp and another John Law at the ambush. And to make matters worse, a passel of Cheyenne are trailing us.
That cousin saw us. You've got to go into Dodge and get him.
All right.
Hold it. We'll trade horses.
What?
Those cavalry shoes.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
We can't afford to make any more mistakes. As soon as you get into Dodge, buy some town clothes. Clean up. Get a shave. Here. Wear these specs.
Hey, where's Dick and Sam?
They're still circling. Haven't come in yet. We'll wait for you right here.
What about that Cheyenne?
Don't worry about them. We've backtracked through water at least 10 times. Anyway, they'd never believe we'd meet up so close to Dodge. You get in, finish your job, and get back here before midnight.
Oh, it's going to be later than that, Roof.
All right, then. Follow us on down to our camp on the Cimarron. Get going.
Well, his pulse is better, but I won't try to remove that slug. I wish someone could convince Wyatt that my office isn't a safe place for witnesses to a murder.
Mr. Earp said to take Cousin to his room as soon as he can stand the handling.
Not tonight. And I'm going to keep the doors locked.
Friend, is there a doctor in this town?
Why, sure, Doc McCarty. You ailing?
Yeah, I've got an ache.
Well, Doc's office is up Front Street near the Dodge Hotel.
Oh, yeah. Okay, thanks.
Wyatt.
How is he?
Doc thinks he's holding his own.
Any strangers come in here to see Doc?
No, sir. He's a mite fidgety. Asked me to keep the shades drawn and the door locked.
Well, that's a good idea. We're going to have to shake down the town. You take the horse racks, I'll take the livery stable. Don't you let anybody in here unless Doc or you know him, huh?
Yes, sir. Who is it?
Doc. Where's Mrs. Perkins?
She got scared and left. But Wyatt and Masterson were just here.
Why didn't they stay here?
They're searching the town, Doc, just in case.
Mister! That fellow walking across the street yonder. Hold it!
Hold it right there.
What's happening here?
Take it.
It must be some mistake, Marshal.
Yeah? How'd you know I was a marshal? It's too dark to read my badge.
I call every officer a marshal. It's force of habit.
You do, huh? What's your name and where you from?
Walter Jones. I rode in from the Bar Q camp on Salt River.
Oh. Where's your horse?
At the hitch rack in front of the Dodge Hotel.
Let's take a look.
That's my horse.
Did you fire those shots?
I don't know. I haven't found his 45 yet. Not cavalry shoes.
He looks something like the man who passed us on the trail.
Except he's had a shave and he's wearing different clothes.
Marshal, you've got me all wrong. I'm just a cowhand who came into Dodge for a good time.
Mm-hmm. These are just plain glass, mister.
That's right. I use them to keep dust out of my eyes.
No?
He's lying. We'll find the gun.
That's right. Come on, move. Move.
What do you say?
All right. I go now.
No, cousin.
Mr. Cousin? Mr. Cousin, you know who I am?
Sure. Mr. Earp. I feel weak, bad.
Mr. Cousin, I want you to take a look at this man. Can you see him? Turn around there. You ever see him before?
No. Who is he?
The name is Walter Jones, Injun. Now, do you have any other bright ideas?
Doctor, there's an Army surgeon visiting Fort Dodge. Will Mr. Cousin be able to make that trip tomorrow?
Well, if he has a good night, it's possible.
One other point, Doctor. The Indians were bushwhacked by 4 men. Now, Mr. Cousin may have only seen 1 or 2 of them. This Dry Gulch is lucky.
Call the names now, Arb.
Don't beg for a licking, fella.
Just who's going to give me that? You?
Why'd you kill him?
Yeah, there's a law against that, isn't there? Now, you take him out to the edge of town and give him back his gun. And you, whatever your name is, you come back into Dodge again, I may have to break that law. I'll see you in my office later.
You'll see me later, too.
Now you're begging to be dead. What are you trying to do, cheat an insurance company? Come on. Walter Jones is mighty sore at you.
That's good.
You picked the fight.
Yeah. And I want him to stay killing and mad.
He's a bushwhacker, Wyatt.
One of the Dry Gulch Quartet.
You sure or guessing? Cousin couldn't identify him.
He was too interested when I asked the doc if I could take Mr. Cousin over to the army surgeon at the fort. Well, I couldn't risk Mr. Cousin's life. He'd be aiming at him.
I got an idea. Dress me up like an Indian, and I can...
Wait a minute. The Opera House.
Huh?
Yeah, that's it. There's a Indian dummy over there. Backstage. They used it last year when Buffalo Bill had to strangle a wicked Apache in his show. Looks real lifelike, too.
One thing wrong with that. He might bushwhack the dummy and you.
Well, not with you and your deputy's trailer. There's one more thing, and this is real important. Where do most of the decent Indian traders hang out?
Dunphy's Tavern in the county.
All right, fine. You send a man out there that can play a good drunk. You give him the names of Dade, Averill, Wilson, and Prentice. You tell him to spread the word around that they murdered Mr. Brother, and they're blaming it on other men, Indian traders.
What's that got to do with you making a target out of yourself in the morning?
One dry gulcher isn't enough. I want all four of them. 4.
Almost half after midnight. Can't wait for Dade no longer.
Maybe run into trouble. Never saw no trouble that Dade couldn't squirm out of.
We'll scatter again. Wait for him down at the forks.
Good, the boys are in position. Here comes Wyatt. Move parallel and about 100 yards in front of him. In case Jones, or whatever his name is, makes his play and then tries to run.
You didn't kill him, huh?
No, I obeyed orders, Deacon.
Come on. Sit down over there. All right, now let's go over this again, huh? You still claim your name is Walter Jones and that you don't know a thing about the dry gulchers, huh?
Yeah.
Why don't you turn him over to the Cheyenne, Wyatt? That'll make him talk.
Bluffers. So are you, Dade. You bushwhacked those Indians. His name is Will Dade. He rides with Prentice, Averill, and Wilson.
Ah, you loco Bates. I quit them 2 years ago.
Are you willing to swear that he's a dry gulcher?
I sure am.
Lock him up. Well, that's one of them.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.